Hi everyone, welcome to Design TV by Sandow. I'm Rajagopal, Editor-in-Chief of Metropolis, and today we're going to talk about a really unique biophilic solution for interior spaces, Garden on the Wall. Here with me to talk about that is Ozturk, who's the Director of Architectural Sales and Chief Sustainability Officer at Garden on the Wall. John, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, appreciate it.
So John, let's talk about what is the basic value proposition that Garden on the Wall brings to architects and designers?
So, crafted with all natural preserved plants, Garden on the Wall requires no water, no light, no maintenance, and it's basically a great tool for the designers to add the nature into their designs. When you compare it with the living walls, living gardens especially, has long considered being very expensive to maintain and hard to keep alive in that matter.
Absolutely, but everybody wants that little bit of greenery in their space.
That's true, that's true. Again, if you can make it, work, if you can have the living walls have, basically with the maintenance and with the basically financial commitment that you do for it, it's perfect. But in a lot of situations, especially the workplace design, especially healthcare design, where they do not need to maintain, where they do not need to add some additional humidity to the environment, Garden on the Wall is a great solution.
So tell us a little bit about those benefits that Garden on the Wall brings to interior spaces.
So first of all, it's a part of nature. So sustainability is the heart of everything what we do as a core belief of our vision, and basically gardens are green, part of a nature. It's a biophilic design element, and it's also a part of the neuroarchitecture. That's basically a new category that's coming along, where people react positively, both neurologically and psychologically, to the design spaces. And these measurable key factors to the design spaces that people react psychologically and neurologically, and coherence. So Garden on the Wall actually adds to every measurable key factors of these responses.
That's so wonderful. So tell us about all the amazing projects you've done. What has your reach been so far?
Over the last 8 years, we have installed 1,300 plus projects. Currently, we have 130 plus projects, contracted projects with 95 different firms. In the pipeline, we have probably 150, 160 projects working with basically top 100 interior design giants and many more. We basically lead the way in the workplace design, in the healthcare industry, in the transportation hubs, which is coming very strongly too.
That's so fantastic. I mean, of course, you have an amazing product and it provides such a vital element to spaces. But I think one of the key aspects of why Garden on the Wall has been so successful also has been that, yes, it is low maintenance, yes, it supports health and well-being, but it's also so sustainable.
Yes.
And not only do you have a lot of sustainability credentials and certifications, you've contributed to certified projects as well.
Yes,
Can
sure.
you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Sustainability, again, is at the heart of everything we do. Garden on the Wall is the only preserved garden supplier in the world that has a published Health Product Declaration version 2.3, the latest version. So we disclosed everything in our system up to 100 parts per million. With that, we're unique. We're the only one in the world that is a compliance with California Department of Public Health's VOC standards, both in the classroom and the workplace environments. We're also the only one in the world that complies with the Healthy Hospitals Initiative. We're the only one in the world with the red list free, listed in the Mindful Materials database, listed in the Sustainable Minds Transparency Catalog, comply with the BREEAM standards. I mean, the sustainability credentials that we have and the third-party tests that we have done to our product is definitely unmatched in our field, in the world, not in US. There's no other company that can have similar credentials with us.
Sounds like, this is such an incredible solution, and it really creates this dramatic focal point for all kinds of spaces. It provides all these biophilic benefits, health and well-being benefits, and it's so sustainable. What are some of the challenges? What do you see as some of the roadblocks to adopting this in
Sure. Again, we have installed a lot of beautiful gardens, and of course that creates certain demand in the market, and of course the imitation is here to follow. By being the leader in the market, by being the pioneer in the market, we made sure that we have all these sustainability credentials, all these third-party tests done to our product, and unfortunately we see more and more new entries are flooding the market, and when you're designers looking at moss walls or indoor gardens or preserved gardens, they think that they're all the same because they're green, they're natural. Yeah, what could go wrong? However, in order for them to be preserved, you need to use some chemicals, and those chemicals are going to be there. We made sure that those chemicals that our supplier used in Europe are most definitely reliable and transparent. That's why we have a published health product declaration. So these new entries, unfortunately, flood the market with some no third-party testing, with some questionable means of preserving products, and unfortunately, these subpar, basically plants, subpar moss species that has a certain smell, and unfortunately the subpar fabrication and the installation techniques is ruining the reputation of the market because they do not survive. One of the things that we are proud of is basically our life cycle, our long life cycle. We have 5 years warranty for our installation, and on top of that, currently our life cycle expectancy from our gardens is approximately 10 years. And we also developed a rejuvenation technique for our gardens that are affected with the sunlight exposure or UV exposure or constant light exposure, that we rejuvenate our gardens back again to their first day of installation, and they can be enjoyed 15 to 20 years. So over the 15, 20 years, our gardens are going to be enjoyed, they're not going to be taken down, and with that, we offer the lowest cost to the market. So we want to communicate with the designers so they understand the pitfalls of using those, unfortunately, no third-party testing, no sustainability credentialed companies.
Right, absolutely. Not all preserved gardens are made the same.
Absolutely.
And if you don't pick the right one, you don't get all the benefits, right?
True.
And there can be so many, as
True.
you just laid out. So what's the future for Gardens on the Wall?
So, the preserved garden market is definitely, with the, if you think about that, the urbanized world we are living in, we're definitely away from nature. We do not spend enough time outside. 94%, 95% of our lives are actually spent indoors, and we are losing the connection. And the biophilic applications that we offer to the market is unmatched in quality, unmatched in service, unmatched in basically visual standards. So the proliferation of basically indoor preserved gardens are going to definitely moving forward, and with our commitment to education, with our commitment to sustainability and health and well-being of the occupants of these buildings, we will lead the market. One more thing that I would like to add, we're also putting utmost importance to basically safety of the occupants. We're also the only preserved garden supplier in the world with the Class 1 and Class A flame spread and the smoke index. That's very important. We comply with any kind of local and statewide fire and the safety environments.
Thank you so much, Jan. If you're looking to insert greenery into your next project, if you're looking for a sustainable, durable, biophilic solution for your next interior, you should consider Garden on the Wall. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day.